Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Gunpowder and Freedom. So I am meeting the soil scientist over here today. If you saw in the previous video, I'll try to figure out which one it is, but it's right here once I do. The area where Rachel and I are going to be building our house, we passed our perk test. Now if you remember, our friends Josh and Jenny were trying to sub off a couple acres on this side of the property for them to build a house on. In order to do that, we need to get that area approved for a perk test. When Josh and I did the soil study and the perk test on his lot, if you missed that video, you can check it out here. Unfortunately, one of the areas did not pass. If you're trying to subdivide property, you need your, if you're trying to subdivide property and you don't have access to city sewage, you need that property to pass for a primary and a secondary septic system. And in order to do this, you have to dig just a ton of holes. It's kind of a pain to do, but you know, whatever. You need both areas to pass. One area did not pass, so this morning I have the soil scientist coming back up. We're gonna pick two new areas to do 2 tests in each. We're gonna do a primary and a secondary test in 2 different spots, so we're gonna be digging a lot of holes. So that is on the agenda for today. I'm just up here kind of waiting for him, and yeah, I'll fill you in on what we're doing once he gets here. Okay, so David is here. I'm in the excavator. He's over there doing some measurements, and I'm trying to flatten off some grass for him. Don't mind the crack on the windshield, I didn't do it. So right now I'm trying to just use my blade to flatten off the grass so that he can use his sight glass or whatever it is to get a reading. What we need is 2 test pits in a section that doesn't exceed 15% grade, and we definitely have that here. So we're gonna go over and locate the property line and get some holes laid out. Okay, so right here, David had me dig the first hole, and he asked not to be on camera, which is perfectly fine. I get it. Not everybody wants to be filmed. But I'll try to explain. He said I can explain kind of what is going on. Dug my first hole. We shoot for about 2 feet to 30 inches, 24 to 30 inches deep. He'll read the soil and see what kind of dirt, what kind of rock fragment there is, if there's any spaces, a lot of stuff that I don't know. And then he takes his pole, you can kind of see it's got that orange on it, and he walks a certain distance, anywhere from 80 to 100 feet, and he'll get a read on the grade so that we can lay out our next hole. And then in between hole 1 and hole 2, which is over there, I will have to dig, I think, 8 different perk holes with a post hole digger, which sucks. Okay, so it is Sunday afternoon. Rachel worked night shift last night, so I was watching Eleanor all morning, which was awesome. I don't get too much time with just me and her, so that was really nice. Had last night with her and pretty much all morning, so that was great. Rachel's home, she's got some rest. Now, as you can see, I'm armed with my post hole digger and digging bar I learned from last time. Back over here at the Freedom compound to try to get these perk holes dug so that we can get our the perk test done for Josh and Jenny's lot sometime this week. David and I laid all of the perk holes out before he left, as indicated by those nice pink flags. We dug 2 sites yesterday, and there are, what is that, 8 holes per site. So I have 16 holes to dig, so I'm going to get the camera set up and get going on this. So with this type of soil, it's a little bit nicer than what we were dealing with before. and we only have to dig, well, I only have to dig these holes 14 inches deep, which is really, really nice to hear. Clear out some of these weeds. I'd tell you why, but frankly, I don't know, and I didn't really understand all the terminology that David had. All I know is I gotta dig 14 inches deep here, 16 times. So, digging number 3, I'm going to bring back my hedge trimmers and trim that bush back so I can get that. So digging number 3 hole, started digging real weird. So I put a nice dent in my post hole diggers. They're not doing anything now. It's amazing how that little bend will just bamboozle your digging. So if I can't get that bent back, then it's going to be way harder and way more time consuming than just to go buy a new pair. So we'll see if I can get it bent back. If not, go buy a new pair and try again another day. All right, everybody, we're back over here. It is about 8 o'clock in the morning. Didn't really get a chance to get over here at all after I bent the post hole diggers. We were just so wrapped up with work and trying to finish up a bunch of projects and get new ones started before the weather goes to complete crap up here. But you know, the ground's nice and frosty. I have a couple hours this morning before we have some other stuff that needs to be done. So I figure if I can just get up here for the next few days and get a few holes dug a day, it'll be done by the middle of the week. That way we can keep pushing forward with the perk test and hopefully getting this area over here subdivided for Josh and Jenny. So that's the plan. I'm probably only going to get, you know, maybe 3 or 4 holes done in the little bit of time I have this morning, but you know, you got to prioritize. So that's what I'm trying to do. So let's get over there and get to it. That's why this is such a pain. 14 and a half. Perfect. Okay, so if you missed it on the first video, these holes are a little bit different because the soil down here at this site is a little bit different. You know, David was telling me the differences, but he was using all of his super scientific soil scientist lingo and terminology. All I know is these perk holes for these two sites need to be 14 inches. So since we're on a little bit of a slope, whenever you pull your tape measure, if you're going to be doing this yourself, you want to make sure you are at, you know, the required depth on the lower side. If you go 14 inches, well, for me, if I go 14 inches to the higher side, I'm going to be not at my proper depth on the lower side, and that's what these SEOs look for. So I'm 14 and a half inches deep on this lower side. This is number 7 done on this site, only 9 more to go. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Okay, so I'm out of time. I gotta get back home and get some stuff loaded up so I can go get some other projects finished up. Don't know what order the videos are coming out, but you might see that, and you might have already seen one of them. I don't know, I'm rambling. But yeah, so we got 6 holes dug this morning. I only thought I was gonna get, you know, 2 or 3 done in the time, but the one hole dug super easy. It was real nice soil, not a lot of rock. That one only took me a matter of a couple minutes. The other ones took me, you know, 5 to 10 minutes each. So I got, I don't know, what is that, 8, 10. Got 10 holes done. So I need 6 more. Hoping to get back over here later this afternoon to finish those up. But something tells me it's probably gonna be tomorrow afternoon or Tuesday afternoon. But either way, we're going to keep pressing forward, and like I've said in previous videos, progress is progress. So while I go and do that other stuff, why don't you head over and hit the like and subscribe. So yeah, that'll be it for right now. We'll see you guys back here later for the other ones. Okay guys, so I didn't have the cameras running. Time was of the essence. As you can see, I have my truck light on because it's starting to get dark, and it is only 6:15. So this time of the year is brutal for us. But Josh actually came over to help me. We finished digging all of the perk holes and we got them primed with water. If you're unsure of what that means, is basically it simulates a rainstorm from my understanding. So the area that you are trying to get your septic system to drain into is able to drain liquids at a certain rate. There's a window that you have to be in. If it drains it too fast, then it puts the waste liquid back into the water table, affects your well water. If it drains it too slow, then obviously it could potentially back up at your house. So there's a fine window that it has to be in for your drainage. So that's why you prime them, I guess. I don't know, I pour concrete, I'm not an SEO. But got the holes dug, filled them up with water. We stocked more water. If you want to see any more into that process, here's a link to the first time I did it. It's actually kind of fun. I was racing the water pump and almost killed myself doing it. So check that out. But yeah, so we're all done for this perk test. Called the SEO. He's going to stop over the next day or two to actually do the perk test. So hopefully we should know by the end of the week if Josh and Jenny's lot is going to perk for a septic system. And we're really hoping it does, because it'd be awesome to have them as neighbors. So I want to thank you guys for tuning back into another episode of Gunpowder and Freedom. If you liked what you saw, please click the like and subscribe. Don't forget to like us on Instagram, and I will see you next time. Okay, so this all took place at the beginning of last week. Josh and I got the remaining holes dug on Monday, I think. It was either Monday or Tuesday. The SEO went out the following day and tested them. Called me on Thursday to let me know that the 2 new sites had passed. So Josh and Jenny's lot is good to go. The next step is emailing the surveying company to get on their schedule so that they can come out, lay out the plot lines for the entire property, and then plot out the area that we are trying to sub off for them. After that's done, they'll give us the plot maps. We have to take those to a township meeting and give them our proposed ideas. I believe Josh will have to have his housing plans ready, but I'm not sure. I have to make a phone call to the township manager to see what all we are going to need on top of the plot maps for the next step of this. So that's pretty much it for right now. I emailed the surveying company on Friday. It's now Monday morning, just waiting to hear back from them. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Check back later for more updates.